Tax Lien Indeed Horror Stories Nightmare Edition. So I want to share with you one of the worst deals that I've ever done and ever experienced, and I hope you never have to go through this because it's absolutely horrible. So I want to talk about a tax deed that we actually renovated, and we had this beautiful house, and then all of a sudden somebody broke in and completely trashed it. So here's some pictures on my screen right now. You can see them, and this place is just completely messed up. So I'm going to walk you through that. My name's Dustin Hahn, best-selling Tax Lien Deed author, hundreds of videos on this topic, have done hundreds of videos, hundreds of properties on the on the topic as well. Tongue twister day here. So check it out. We bought this property, great deal. I bought it for like 20 grand, and then we put another 50 into it for rehab, and then we were going to sell it for 150. So we put all this money into it, made it brand new and beautiful. And what happened is someone broke in and completely trashed everything in this house. So check it out. So this is the furnace, all smashed up, brand new appliances, brand new tub, all of the kitchen appliances. They smashed everything with a hammer, and terrible. Like, we put everything new into this property, and they literally went to town, smashed the holes in the drywall, paint on the carpets, paint on the rugs. You can see here, all of the railings, just absolutely destroyed. The porcelain, all of this sort of stuff. Toilet smashed. This is crazy, absolutely mind-blowing. But what happened with this property? So we had a general contractor. We're excited. It was supposed to be listed. Oh, and the other thing is the property was staged as well. So all of the staging, all of that stuff became just completely wrecked. So, man, what happened is we renovated this property. We're super excited to sell it. We're maybe like 80, 90 grand in profit on this thing. And then boom, someone breaks in, wrecks it. So from there, we board up the property, and then we start fixing it. And then they break in again and trash it again. And we're like, man, this is absolutely ridiculous. So by this point, this thing is just going downhill fast. So we boarded up, we put up cameras, and then from there, they, believe it or not, they come back a third time on the property. And this time they break the water main in the, in the basement, and the whole thing floods. Like, the basement floods. I'll try to flash a picture here on the screen of the flooded basement. But yeah, so basically we took this property. It was like freaking brand new, ready to go. And by the time it was done, we had to gut the whole thing just down to the frame, down to the studs, and we just had to just get rid of it. Basically, we broke even on this property, except obviously we put our time and money into it. So what are the lessons learned? So before we get into the lessons, if you haven't seen the channel yet, go ahead, subscribe, ask some questions in the comments. We're talking tax liens, tax deeds, making money with real estate. So click the button. You can get lots of great content coming your way. So here's the lesson that we learned. We didn't find out till after. So on the screen here, I'm going to blur it out, but they actually wrote F. Chris in that spray paint. So this was one of the contractors on the property, and he wasn't actually paying his guys. So one of his guys came back out of vengeance and just destroyed the property. So the lesson learned here is, if you're going to be working with contractors, make sure they have a really good track record. Make sure, that they have a good reputation, because this absolutely sucked. It was devastating. And yeah, I hope nobody ever has to go through this. Oh, and they ripped out the electrical. They cut all the wires on the electrical box here. You can see that. Yeah, just trash this property. Makes me sad just looking at it. So, you don't always have to do rehabs or anything like that if you don't want to. You can make a lot of good money on rehab. However, one thing I also recommend, oh, check it out. See, it says here, no pay. So that was one of the things that happened on the property as well. So yeah, make sure you have a good contractor who's trusted and takes responsibility for things. Don't let it discourage you. We've done hundreds of properties, and this was obviously an outlier, but it's definitely a horror story, that's for sure. So yeah, the lesson learned, like I mentioned, just get a good contractor. And when you're starting, if you've never done a rehab, make sure you have some money. Rehabs normally go over budget. So obviously learn that skill. If you can live in the town, that's even better yet for doing the rehabs. We do this stuff remotely, nationwide. So now that being said, you can still make a lot of money with tax liens and deeds. And if you want to learn how to avoid kind of the dangers and have a custom built game plan, you can book a call with us and we'll build you a custom 4-step game plan for tax lien and deed investing. It's a free call. You can book it. And then at the end of the call, I'll be happy to walk you through what we have going on as far as like trainings. If not, no big deal. You'll still get a super valuable training session. So there's a link below to check that out in the description. And you can check out some more videos. Make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching the horror stories, and we'll see you in the next one.